Moving it closer.
All right. Live recording.
Well, we fixed everything.
Stuff like this that makes me want to retire at halfway through this episode.
Good enough.
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Ouch.
Ba-da-ba. Ding. Just
3,
the mic.
2, 1, action. For the amount of time we actually had to set up, we probably should have been better at that.
Yeah, you would think.
What's up, buddy?
We were too busy in pre-production stuff. We actually had a productive production meeting today.
Kind of, but we didn't get to set the podcast up on time. So, Hi, guys. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. This is Two Beers Deep, the podcast where we videotape it on Facebook so my mom can see it. So,
I
that's
Mrs.
pretty
Witten.
much what we got going. Whiten.
Witten.
We've been friends for so long.
I still say Witten, though.
Yeah, it's wrong.
I don't
it's
know.
Like me calling you Malek.
I mean, a lot of people call me Malek, to be fair.
Not the smartest of people.
Yeah, that's true.
Mars Jackson. Shout out to the official rapper of Thoughts on the Bench. We can say that. We don't have any other rappers.
I would
right?
hope so.
You would hope he's the official, or you hope that we don't have any other rappers?
Both, actually, because I like Mars. So I'm just saying.
Mars, we're going to get into some wrestling stuff later if you want to pay attention, because we got some fun things coming up. But no, so Gregg.
Wrestling makes my heart dance for the record, just saying.
Wow, look at you knowing music. Mars has Heart Dance, the greatest song
What up,
of all
Mars?
time. All right, so let's get into it a little bit. Wow, we have a lot.
Yes, we do. We didn't think we were going to have a lot, but we did end up having a lot.
Well, and it's more shout out to everybody that's been participating in my Facebook status quiz things, because that's actually giving us a decent amount of content to go off of here. My mom tagged my dad in it, so
which
thanks, Mom.
led to a lot of debates on the production meeting, which is probably why it took us so long.
Honestly,
to set
yeah,
up.
it was really exciting, all that stuff. I do want to start off the show by saying shout out to Our Point Apparel that makes the flag, the shirts, everything on that aspect. If you do want it, Our Points Apparel, please DM us. We can get everything that way going. Ryan Votash is great with all that. So it comes down to basically, if you want something, we can do it. Different logos, different colors. I wear green shirts on St. Patrick's Day. Also, check out the blog post on thoughtfromthebench.com. Where we have blog posts written by just me because Gregg doesn't have a computer.
Nope. Shameless plugs all around, folks. Just remember that.
Not shameless if it's just me.
Well, still.
Just like I said in the status, I said I am the sponsor of the Daily Stat. I said yesterday, I was like, I need a sponsor for all these, so I decided to sponsor it myself, and I don't know what that gets me. I don't know the benefits of sponsoring yourself, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
That's why we have no free ads here on Two Beers Deep whatsoever.
Except for Dortmund flag.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah,
like,
that's
there's
it.
Tums. If we can get sponsored by Tums, I'm actually okay with that. No, let's get into some sports stuff. So
Tums
let's
are clutch,
start.
man. Remember that. Tums are clutch.
I know, you just say things at really weird times.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Okay, let's start off with this FanDuel thing.
All right.
For anybody that doesn't know, basically, since they started allowing gambling in other states, so I think the only ones right now, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Nevada. I think are the only ones right now.
As of right now, yes.
Which actually gives you a reason to go out to Rhode Island, aside from Dogfish Head.
Oh,
but no free ads.
Dogfish Head's in Delaware, homie.
They're the same state.
Rhode Island and Delaware are not the same state.
They're basically the same state.
How?
Small, northeast.
They're like opposite ends though, dude.
Opposite ends of the world?
No, opposite ends of the east. Like Delaware is beneath us, Rhode Island's above us.
Oh, it's opposite ends. Oh, I got you. So you mean like Maine and Florida?
Yes.
Opposite ends of the east.
Yes.
You see like how wrong you are just about. Okay, anyway, so
You're the one that's saying
FanDuel
they're
basically
the same thing.
can. No, I said they're really close.
Don't be putting Dogfish Head in Rhode Island then.
Don't be putting dumb words in my mouth, like the fact that you said that Florida and Maine are close.
Bring up the thing, man. Please.
Bring my foot up your ass. So
Hey, we're on
FanDuel
Facebook.
basically, it's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever.
Your mom doesn't have a Facebook, so FanDuel. Basically, a lot of these sports books did. They develop apps now where basically you can bet through this app in certain states. Because I would know. I tried to sign up for DraftKings, and they don't have it in Pennsylvania yet. Go figure. Which is frustrating. But they'll eventually get it in Pennsylvania. And it's not like I'm out there blowing money on it, but it's nice. It made college football fun.
I was gonna say I got worried about you over the weekend when you had the over/under stuff going on.
Yeah. That was just for fun.
I don't know, man. That's like the gateway stuff right there to get you down a spirally grave of going into a very, very bleak look at your bank account.
I'm not your college years, Greg. So
Fair
FanDuel
enough.
basically had a book at a casino, which, sorry, I'm freaking out over nothing. FanDuel had a book in a casino, and basically what happened was the guy, what's up, Hop, you Yinzer wannabe from Green Bay. Actually Milwaukee, but sorry.
It's close enough.
So, and this is still annoying. Hold on. Greg, say something.
What are you even like?
The mic's wrong. There we go. I fixed it.
Ugh.
So basically, FanDuel had a line for the Broncos game against the Raiders. And the line on it was that it would basically, they were driving down the field. They were about to kick the field goal to win it. And FanDuel said, all right, we're switching the lines. They do that. You can make bets in game. What they did, though, was they switched the line for the Broncos to be basically 600-point underdogs. So if you look at a standard line, you're looking at it and you're like, okay, what do these words mean? If tonight the Jets and the Browns, the Jets and the Browns are playing, the Jets are -3. That means that they are given 3 points to start the game. They're -3 points. They're taking away 3 points. So at the beginning of the game in the Vegas books, the Jets are down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
What they basically did was put the Broncos. They put the Broncos down by 600, which means that if they win that game, it's huge upside for anybody that bets.
Yes.
What they meant to do was make it 750 to 1, meaning that for every $750 you bet, you get $1 because the game was pretty much about to be over. One smart individual at the bar threw down $110 and said, give me that money. And FanDuel owed him $82,000.
Clearly someone who was not drinking during that game, so props to them for being a heads up.
Oh, absolutely. Like in-game betting is amazing. And the fact that he saw that, good for him.
No, absolutely. So yeah, you win $82,000, but yet the story continues, and FanDuel essentially decided that they do not want to pay out.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Yes, very, very, very dumb. I don't care if it's a computer glitch or whatever. The point is if you are a company, and regardless of an error you make, if someone takes advantage of that, you need to be held responsible and pay it out. Now, the guy is an idiot for doing what you told me.
Well, I don't know if
he
he took it. I'm saying that was what they offered him.
That's what they offered?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said he took it.
They said, hey, Mr. Dude, the reason that they're not standing by that bet is because they're saying, obviously, there was some giant mathematical error. There's no logical reason for that bet to ever have been put up there. So they basically were like, look, we'll give you 3 Giants game tickets and a couple $1,000. So it's like, all right, here's maybe $3,000 and then tickets to 3 Giants games instead of $82,000.
Dumb if this guy took it.
Well, yeah,
so
obviously.
dumb.
I mean, but I don't know. They probably have a really strong legal team, so
yeah. I mean, that's a fair argument, but at the same time, though, come on. I mean, if I'm this guy and I get cheated out of $82,000 when all I'm doing is just being smart and taking advantage of it,
yeah,
I would sue their asses.
Well, that's like there was a time in I forget when it was, 2010 or 29, Samsung accidentally gave 37 employees 1,000 shares of stock. And those employees sold them for around $9 a share at that point.
Right. Yeah, you can make a ton off that.
So people mess up. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
If it's a giant corporation that has a terrible agenda, take advantage
Absolutely. If the worst comes to worst, they'll just, make an agreement, settle it.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing happens. I mean, worst comes to worst, that's basically the only thing that can happen.
Yep. All right. Another bit of big news that I want to get into out of the way first, basically, this Jimmy Butler trade.
They requested Jimmy
so
Butler
basically
trade.
What happened was, if you're unaware, Jimmy Butler is on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are basically everyone's that's my dark horse team because they have great young talent and they need to step up and actually show up. Jimmy Butler, where we all thought the rift was with Karl Anthony Towns, the first overall draft pick out of Kentucky a few years back.
Yep.
They also have Andrew Wiggins, who was a first overall draft pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers that they traded
slowly
to get Kevin Love.
Turning into a bust, by the way. Slowly.
Yeah. He's turning into basically an average wing player, which is not what you want at the first overall pick.
No,
the next thing.
Three and D guys are a big thing, but I mean, for a number 1 overall pick, no.
And he's not even a 3 and D guy, is it?
Consider it to an extent.
So you're in Pittsburgh. Oof. Okay, so the question was, you're in Pittsburgh. Is Bell coming back before Week 10 on a fantasy perspective? So we are going to get pretty in-depth on Bell and Brown and the Steelers here in a little bit there, Colorado. The first thing I will say, what's up, Dre?
Hey, Dre.
Thank you for the first thing I will say is I don't know. It's so rough. I will stand by the fact that I told fantasy owners that if Le'Veon Bell was on the team, I said this at the beginning of the year, I said, I'm taking Bell if I had those 2 picks. Obviously, I didn't because I'm great at fantasy football and I don't get low picks, hence the trophy. Sorry, Gregg. What? But basically, if Bell were to play the entire year, they were going to give him basically 30 touches a game plus. If he comes back, I still think they use him. You're paying him money at that point. You have to use him. But it's one of those big issues of Connor's been playing well now. I love Connor. You love Connor. Can Connor continue to handle that workload? I don't believe so.
I think he can. It's just the issue is that when Ben thinks that his team is down or when they are down, he tends to, take over. Yep. And that's why he ends up with the 60 pass attempts in a game. And that's usually why we have a bad record for it.
Yep. Dre says if he doesn't come back for the Ravens game, he's not coming back till Week 10. I can agree with that.
Yeah. That's fair.
But we'll get to that in a second, like I said. So to bring back this Jimmy B thing, Jimmy Butler had a fight with players or something along those lines, and he basically said, I'm out. He said, I want to out-trade me. He's targeted the Clippers as his main team, which basically makes me understand that Jimmy Butler knows he's not good enough to win a championship. He knows he doesn't want to go play for a team to win a championship. He wants to be the face of an organization that has 0 chance of winning, so there's no pressure. I mean, that's what Kawhi Leonard, same exact thing. The thing that Kawhi Leonard asking for to go to the Clippers and have this whole franchise and be in LA is literally what San Antonio gave him, but San Antonio has pressure to win. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's
accurate.
No, the Sun is powerful.
Yeah, San Antonio definitely has had that pressure, but that's just because of the legacy that was before Kawhi. So and I think just the fact that Kawhi isn't going to have those veterans now to rely on because Manu retired, Tony Parker's in Charlotte, Tim Duncan retired.
David West is he still playing at the Warriors?
I think he is, as far as I can tell you.
Yeah.
No, I think the pressure just ended up getting to Kawhi. But this whole Jimmy Butler thing is just throwing me off so bad because they just traded for him last June.
Yep. At the draft.
He plays the whole season for them. He actually put up great numbers. I think I don't know if he was first team defense, but he was definitely second at least.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves actually looked competitive. They made the playoffs for the first time in years, by the way. You're with probably one of the best young and up-and-coming players in the entire NBA for the record. And
so terrible in the playoffs, by the way.
Yeah, but still.
Got rocked against
He got rocked, but I mean, it was the first time they ever were in the playoffs, so to be fair.
I'm going to close the blind.
You're going to go close the blind. No, but this Jimmy Butler thing just drives me nuts. So you're on a team that unless the whole argument, as Derek just cuts up right in front of the screen, the whole idea it boggles my mind. Unless the idea is that he doesn't want to be second fiddle to Karl Anthony Towns for the rest of his career, it makes no sense. He's literally with a coach that he's known for almost his entire playing career. For people who listen on the podcast, you're going to hear that very, very faintly in the background. But
don't worry about it.
That's okay.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing whatsoever. Nope.
So, basically, Jimmy Butler wants out. He's a giant crybaby POS, if you ask me. He's a defensive college player that had some good days in Chicago. I don't think he's that good. I think he's a decent player, but he's not going to win you a championship. He can be a third guy on a team to win a championship, maybe, but I'm not in love with Jimmy Butler.
So would you say he's overrated then?
No, I think he's perfectly rated. I don't think anyone thinks he's that good. Like, if you honestly, please, someone tell me if you think Jimmy Butler is actually that good in the comment section. He's done nothing to prove that he's good aside from being a quality, all-around player. He's a good wing guy.
Right.
He's a great defensive player. He's very good at defense.
Like, he's always in contention every year to be Defensive Player of the Year. So, I mean, that's something that he can always hang his hat. He is.
Depoy. He's in contention every year to get Depoy.
Yes.
That's what you're telling me.
Yes. Don't give me that look.
Every year you're saying he is. I want numbers, dude. And we can look it up later. There's no way Jimmy Butler is contention for Defense of the Year every year.
Well, when you got Kawhi and Draymond above him, I mean, it's tough.
And Anthony Davis.
And Anthony, okay, fine. I'm just saying
and
that.
LeBron.
Wow.
I'm putting LeBron in that conversation.
Look at you being nice about LeBron. This is weird for you. You must be
ruins my childhood.
You must be excited about Space Jam, man.
I'm so okay.
Hold on. Pumped for this.
No, it's stupid. Jimmy Butler first.
All right, fine.
So he basically wants to go to the Clippers. The funniest part of this entire thing, though, is that Nick Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins' brother, tweeted out "Hallelujah." So Jimmy Butler then came back with a workout video where he said "Hallelujah, keep the energy moving." And Stephen Jackson. Who all did he play? He played for the Bobcats for a little bit, didn't he? But he's mainly known for the Spurs.
He's also in the Big Three.
Yeah, very good.
Big Three League.
He came out with a video where he basically ripped into. That was great, Greg. Thanks, Dad. Love you too. He basically ripped into the fact that Andrew Wiggins has no heart. So, he was saying Andrew Wiggins have no heart. And that Jimmy Butler had heart. And the whole thing was basically this conversation. LeBron did the one thing that forced me to hate a Mamba for that, my guy. We'll talk about Mamba a little bit later. I got a special thing for him. But so basically Jackson was talking about how Wiggins ain't got no heart, Cat ain't got no heart, that Jimmy Butler was the only guy on that team with a heart last year, the only guy that was actually going hard at the playoffs. And that basically this team trying to get him out of there is just showing that they're not ready to win a championship. They're just ready to fill seats and be a young upcoming team.
Just continuous, just not even like try and make an attempt to be a legit contender. Just always be that young up and coming team, no matter what.
So. You look like an unlocked character, and I have lines in front of my face. Greg, can you go fix the blinds while I switch to the next one?
Yeah, I got
Just pull them up the whole way. We'll deal with the sun.
All right, cool.
We're coming live from my living room, in case you're curious. So that is why the lighting is not ideal. This guy. So the next we're going to switch over to is this Space Jam 2 thing. It is near and dear to my heart that I don't understand it. What? No. Oh my God, it's fine. It just was so. Okay, I did. It'll be fine in like 30 seconds.
Yep.
Basically, my big problem with this Space Jam 2 thing is that it's been rumored for so long, and it's just been this giant dilemma. And why can't we just keep things sacred and pure? Why do we have to remake everything? Like, why?
I wouldn't say it's a remake. The idea is that it's a sequel, man. What's wrong with sequels?
Still look a sequel. Okay, tie one storyline in to make this a sequel about the Monstars again.
Well, Mr. Swackhammer got taken straight to the moon after the game, so clearly he's going to be plotting his revenge.
Okay.
Yeah. He's plotting his revenge.
And what would his revenge be? They kicked the crap out of him.
Yes, but he's had years to figure out a plan to get back the Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's too old to play in a game, so he recruits LeBron. So he recruits LeBron.
No. Okay. Here's my storyline.
Okay, go ahead.
LeBron is basically, and hear me out because this is actually going to be the storyline, I think.
Oh,
LeBron it's going to take place, and it probably won't come out till later, but I think it's going to take place in his transition from Cleveland to LA. He's going to be, let me finish.
Okay.
He's going to be, hold on. He's going to be basically like directing movies and being an actor and being a fashion LeBron and doing all these things. And it's basically going to be like, he's like, why should I play basketball anymore? I got all these other things going on, like I got, and he does. Yeah. In real life, he actually does have so much going on that, which was one of the big reasons I didn't like his move to LA for the Lakers themselves, but he's still the best player on the planet right now, currently. When he's not being a little biatch. But so basically,
so much shade.
The whole script, let me finish. The whole script is going to be about him doing like, man, maybe I don't need basketball anymore. Maybe I don't need it. It's the same exact script as Jordan retiring, and they need to bring him back. But except now, instead of retiring, he's wasting the Lakers' money while he goes out there and just makes scripts in LA, and the Looney Tunes come back and remind him why he loves basketball, and then he goes out and has a great season, and we get the 8th place in the West and lose in the first round of plus.
Dude.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed that. I just wish you would have been more excited about that. Come on, it's Space Jam 2. This is like one of the movies that was near and dear to our childhoods, and you're just tossing it aside like it's nothing. This is also going to be an introduction.
Indiana Jones.
Well, they had Shia LaBeouf in that.
Indiana Jones.
They put Shia LaBeouf in it. That was just a bad idea, and made him his son.
Fast and Furious.
Whoa. Okay, first off, the sequels were essentially what re-energized that franchise.
Excuse me?
Yeah. When they brought The Rock in, the 5th one was easily the best of all of them.
You think the 5th one is the best Fast and Furious of all time?
Yes.
Did you see 2?
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh.
Are you crazy? No. I'm not getting in this argument with you. You are dead wrong on this. You will get slaughtered if you think that.
Slaughtered by what, Greg?
By the internet.
No one can even see you. I'm doing a solo show right now.
You will get slaughtered by the internet if you say Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious is the best movie compared to, if we're judging number 2 and number 5, yeah, it's the best movie of all time between those 2 movies.
No way. Zero chance.
Zero chance. Well, that's funny, Greg. I guess you didn't survey me because I voted for it, so it can't be 0. Interesting. Let's move on.
You're so salty right now. I love it.
Space Jam gone. It's because, okay, let me tell you guys why I'm salty. Peel back the curtain here. Greg comes in. He's like, guess what I did all day? I'm like,
oh, my God.
He's like, I listened to Logic all day. I love Logic. He's like, I listened to Logic all day. Let me finish. He's like, I listened to Logic all day. It was super cool, super awesome.
God damn it.
What does Greg want to...
He's over-embellishing. You're over-embellishing.
Facebook's, no swearing.
You're over-embellishing.
All right, you tell your story, and then I'll tell the truth.
I
Since you want to cut me off and swear on my show.
I literally said I was in a good mood just because I was listening to Logic Radio all day.
Which is what I said.
No, you over-embellished it by saying it was the greatest thing ever, and I love Logic, and it's just awesome. What? Yeah, you did.
I said I love Logic, and he's the greatest thing ever.
You were impersonating me, though.
That's how impersonations work. That's what you do. Anyways, so I put on a bunch of Logic. Greg gets up, goes to leave the room, and says, oh, I didn't know you started to put on some Little Dicky.
It was one instance. Calm down.
It was a song called 44 More. A great song by Logic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a little flustered. All right, so let's break off. I want to talk about this Vontae Davis storyline.
Yeah, let's all calm down a little bit.
I don't need to be calm. You just called Logic Little Dicky.
It was one instance.
Very different humans.
All right, fine.
Vontae Davis. If you don't know, he was an NFL quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, a long time with the Colts. And you said they traded for him?
Yeah, it was originally.
I don't think I knew that.
He was originally with the Dolphins.
Didn't know that, actually. I thought it was Colts his entire career.
Drafted by the Dolphins, yeah.
So anyways, Vontae Davis played for the Colts for a long time. Sorry, guys, my pour's bad today. And he was on the Bills, and he signed a 1-year, like $5 million contract. He's like, yeah, big money.
Mm-hmm. His 10th season, proven veteran, obviously.
He retired at halftime of the Buffalo Bills game. He grabbed his stuff and he said, "Hey, guys. Actually, you be the players. I'll be Vontae Davis. I'm cleaning up my locker. Say, hey, Vontae. What's
Vontae? What are you doing?
Hey guys,
man?
I'm retired.
Retired.
Yeah. I'll see you later. And scene. That is exactly how it happened. I don't have proof, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it happened.
Okay, so is this one of the craziest sports stories you think we will ever hear in our lifetime?
Okay, Colorado, first and foremost, my friend. Good comment. I am dealing with adversity at this point.
He really
I can't
is.
see Gregg. He's being a jag-off.
I'm a ghost right now.
I got the sun in my face.
Yeah.
I can't worry about a beer pour right now. Man.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your opinion.
Dude, good podcast.
Try better next time.
Good hosts and good podcasters deal with adversity on a daily basis.
And their host guest not showing up.
Yeah, that's true. I'm invisible.
That's so annoying.
What can I say?
Invisible in life. Anyway, so Vontae Davis basically says, hey, guys, I'm retired. The team comes out and is basically like, well, what do you do now? The coach was like, you move forward. That guy's not on the team anymore. And the funniest part of it was Vontae released a statement saying that he felt his body could not perform at that level anymore.
It was also that he had an epiphany that his mind wasn't into it anymore either.
Terrible. If I saw that guy and I was his past teammate, I would fight him.
It's hard for me to argue with that because I remember he just got roasted the entire beginning of this week, and then he just felt the need to essentially state his reason for it. But his reason just made no sense because it clearly made him seem like he was in it just for the money. He saw the quick payday, he decided to take it, and then like 2 games in, a game and a half in, he starts to play a game and a half in. He realizes, crap, I can't keep up with these guys anymore. I'm done.
Dad, when I get a beer sponsorship,
no free ads.
The reason for my bad pours will be that we didn't have the correct beer.
No free ads, Chip.
And so I do this on purpose. Is the reason. No, the Vontae Davis thing is it's I've never seen anything like that in my life, and you are just a giant POS in my opinion. Greg, can you do me a favor and shut the blinds?
Both of them?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
We're gonna see what happens.
Just gives you a time to talk without me, so yeah.
Well, you're gonna get stickball with Greg coming up soon. Which actually I attended the same amount of Pirates games as Greg this week.
It was a miracle.
It was awesome. So anyways, back to this Vontae Davis thing. It comes down to basically the fact that this guy just decided he didn't want to play anymore. I've never seen that before. If there was an instance of this, please someone, in the research department, let me know. But it comes down to the fact that he just didn't want to play for the Bills anymore. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Wow, the lighting is a lot better now. We're good.
I know, it's weird.
Well, the big problem was that light was coming through and it was coming from the fan, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, no, okay, so we're off that. It's such a little kid move. It's such like a I quit, I'm going home, taking my ball with me move. And you're a professional, and it's not even like the Bills are that bad or you're that old. The problem with it, like the real actual problem with it, was the fact that the guy on your left and the guy on your right trust you to be there to do your position. They plan all week for him to be there.
Right.
He steps out. Yeah, it's next man up. It's next man up. But the mentality of, all right, guys, like I would rather retire than play with you is hysterical and damning for this guy. Because I right now, that is the biggest thing about his career, his entire career. I don't care how much money he made. I don't care if he had the league interception. I don't care what he did.
Right.
His entire career is now defined the fact that he quit a week and a half into a season at halftime of a game and retired.
And it's crazy, too, because he was a first-round pick. He legit was. So
in the POS Hall of Fame, he was.
Yeah, and it just boggles my mind because at the same time, though, yeah, we can talk as much as you want about the next man up and about, paving the way for younger guys beneath you. But what does that say about your character and about your level of professionalism that you're just willing to quit?
Yep.
Like, it's not even that Vontae Davis was a bad player either. Like, guy's been around for 10 years. He played for the Dolphins. He played for the Colts. He played for the Bills.
Suck it, Colorado.
Wow. That was actually a decent pour.
Great pour.
Yeah, it was. But,
all right, so let's do a little soccer talk.
Let's go.
The biggest one I want to talk about is, did you see, because I did not see Ronaldo's red card.
I did not see the red card.
So we should have seen it before this, and I didn't even think about that till right now. Apparently, it was pretty bad. He got a red card in his first. It was like in the 20th minute of the UV game. The only thing I can say is it's probably good for him. Like, not that he got a red card or anything like that, but he gets a game off on a team that's obviously going to go far in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Juventus always does.
Do you think maybe he was just trying too hard since he got brought to Juventus?
Ronaldo is always trying too hard.
Yeah, but
like, just historically, he's always trying too hard.
Yeah, but there was just so much hype around him when he got to Juventus, and it took so long for him to eventually score his first goal. That's just kind of like, I don't know if I want to say pressure, because I feel like saying
he did his job already.
I feel like saying pressure with Ronaldo is kind of bullcrap, just for the fact that he's such a great scorer. He was the face of Real Madrid for so long, but he's getting older, and it's to the point now where it's like he shouldn't have to do so much.
Yeah,
maybe?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, he's already made his worth there in jersey
absolutely.
And ticket sales. And that's one of the other things. Like, Ronaldo right now is still one or two best players on the planet. I don't see much.
I would completely argue that the whole reason that the Italian league even has a deal with ESPN Plus is because of Ronaldo.
I'd argue it's because they're panicking that the Fox has pushed the BPL so much that people love it over here.
No. Fox pushed Bundesliga and NBC.
Or NBC, excuse me, NBC. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scored his 2 goals. Pressure is off. Colorado said, I kind of agree there, but at the same time, he's Ronaldo, and I like to think he has no pressure, but obviously he does.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. The 2 goals were great. Other scorelines, we do want to say Barcelona wins 4-0 against PSV, who you might say, PSV. PSV is a very good team. Not Barcelona level, but 4-0 against them is actually a really good turnout.
No.
Another one is Tottenham. Dad, I hope you're listening here. Tottenham loses 2-1 to Inter Milan.
I want to point this out too, because we actually did bring this up. I always feel bad for Tottenham when they're in Champions League play, because I feel like they just always get the short end of the stick in group play.
Agreed.
They really do.
Yeah, they just do.
It's like Arsenal. Arsenal always gets the terrible draw in the round of 16 too. They always end up playing either PSG or Bayern or Dortmund, who, by the way, shout out to
Dortmund wins 1-0 against a German team, a Spanish team, Brugge something. I wrote down Brugge. I should have wrote down more
It's okay.
words.
But
they won 1-0.
Yeah.
Thank God to literally, I'll say by the end of his career, he'll easily be the best American soccer player of all time, surpass Dempsey. And the thing, okay, so someone actually, Josh said this, which let me read the other scorelines real quick.
Atletico Madrid, by the way.
Atletico Madrid wins 2-1 against Monaco, and then my Man U take on Young Boys, win 3-0, which happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a conversation came up that I would actually like to get your opinion on. Gregg said, or Josh said, excuse me, that basically why is Clint Dempsey known as Captain America? Why was he known as the greatest of all time for American soccer? And I guess the argument came up and Josh said, I played goalie in college for anyone that doesn't know. I just fact, but he said that Tim Howard should be that guy. Well, I mean, I argue it should be Landon Donovan.
I argue it should be Michael Bradley. Yeah. Yeah.
How?
Just for the fact that he competed for a high level in a European league. He played for AS Roma before he came over to Toronto FC.
Yeah, but
man.
He didn't really do well at AS. Like, he did okay, but if you're going to go that route, then what's the center back that played for AC Milan way back in the day? Agunya or whatever. They got in a fist fight.
Aguche Awunya. Yeah, he just retired. He just retired, by the way.
He got in a fist fight with Zlatan. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, if you're going to credit on that, I mean, Dempsey did play overseas. Donovan did play overseas. Dude, Tim Howard was Manchester United's goalkeeper for 2 years, and then he had his Tourette's spout, and then he was on Everton for like 8 years.
Yeah, okay. So, in terms of longevity, I guess you could make the argument that Tim Howard is probably...
Well, I said the biggest thing is that to be the greatest of all time at something, you don't actually have to be the greatest of all time at it in some aspects. And hear me out on this, because what I'm getting at that is, although Tim was the best American soccer player potentially of all time, there's still a World Cup where Casey Keller got played over him. There's still the aspect of goalkeepers don't get recognition much.
Yeah.
You can name probably 5 goalkeepers, and that's fine. But then you're naming 72 other players, and that's different because you think field players, goalkeepers. Well, there's midfielders, attackers, defenders. If you want to break it down as basic as possible. So goalkeepers they're never the face of something. Like, yeah, you think of Bayern, you think of Neuer, but then the next guys, you think of Man U, Pogba, Lukaku, not De Gea. You think of Tottenham, you think of Kane, you think of Dele Alli instead of Hugo Lloris. You think of Barcelona, obviously you're not thinking of Martin ter Stegen, you know what I mean? The other aspect of it, though, is that the reason that I think it's Landon is because Landon Donovan actually had an impact before soccer was cool.
LA Galaxy, yeah, that's true. And then he also played for Everton for a bit, too. On
Americans, the goals.
I believe.
Okay. So my dad, and tell me if I'm wrong, Chipper. Here, you're saying that Americans want goals, and the goal scorers are the ones that get the credit. And that's a fair assessment. And that's probably the same reason everyone hates Josie Altidore so much, honestly.
But it's also the fact that because Americans want the goal so much, that's probably why we don't take as much credit for goalkeepers as much, because of the sense that you don't see them have to work as much. Like, the reason that Tim Howard was so looked on so highly is because of that game where he literally was the reason that we went to extra time against Belgium.
Yeah.
He was a hero after that. There were petitions to make him the Secretary of Defense, for God's sake.
Well, he switched to it on his Wikipedia page. Anyways, that was. I just want to bring that argument up because it was a decent question. But then you do look at like Tim Howard, although we all know he's amazing. He's the best American goalkeeper of all time. You do have Casey Keller, who stepped in, and you do have who played for Ashton for so many years.
I was gonna say the only other American goalkeeper I can think of was Nick Ronaldo, and he plays for Real Salt Lake.
No, he's okay. There's I'm gonna look his name up because it's such an injustice not to name him right now. But talk a little bit more about Michael Bradley here while I look this up.
So just in terms of this, and the reason that I brought up Michael Bradley, which I feel is kind of unfair the more that I think about it, is just the fact that he was an American who played at a
Brad Guzan. Brad Guzan and Brad Friedel, actually. But Brad Guzan's the one I'm thinking of that played for West
Ham United. No, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa for a long time. It's a discredit not to name him in this conversation.
I might have been unfair for calling out Michael Bradley in this case, but as an American, are you putting more emphasis on the fact that he just succeeded at a higher competition with Tim Howard because of the fact that he played for Premier League, or do you even consider
Bradley's that good?
Are you even considering domestic league at all whatsoever?
I mean, Michael Bradley was supposed to be way better than he is, and even if you talk about the MLS, like I mean, Glenn Dempsey was great with the Sounders. You look at Landon Donovan was great with the Earthquakes and the Galaxy. I mean, you do have players that do well here, but I think what you're looking at is a resume of everything. And you could credit a lot of Bradley's success internationally to Jürgen Klinsmann in my mind, because he set him up finally with a solid midfield. And even with guys like Kyle Beckerman, who was 32 when he made it to the World Cup. Like, that is insane. He's the guy with the dreads, and I know you've all seen him.
But
absolutely. You look at Jones, you look at the others, I forget the other big center. They had 3 there, but Jermaine Jones was a huge name, and he came from German descent.
He just retired too, by the way.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where Bradley's a different one too, because a lot of people don't give him enough credit, and I'll give him this because his dad was the coach for a while, and his dad was a great coach. But I will firmly say that Tim Howard is the greatest American soccer player we currently have. Other names up, I mean, Alexi Lawless was very good. You have a couple older names like Guzan and Friedel. It just comes down to the fact that who impacted you in a certain way. And Clint was kind of – so Landon got the U.S. soccer to a certain point, and then Clint was at his peak when it was actually getting really popular.
Right.
So that all comes down.
And then now we're at the point where we have a lot of these younger Americans that are actually playing overseas are going to get some looks and are kind of the next generation.
Yep.
You look at, Pulisic, the biggest example of that, and he's going to be the face of American soccer for the next, maybe 10 years, I'd argue? Even maybe longer. So
it's a discussion more about domestic league, American soccer, or World Cup. So I guess, Ben, what we were getting into is the fact that to be Captain America, the greatest American of all time, it's a combination of things. There's a reason that Messi is the greatest Argentina of all time, or not. And it's a combination. Now, you could say it's Maradona because Maradona won a World Cup. And
absolutely.
That is totally fine. But what Messi has done on an international level is untouchable. So you can have the same conversation with Dempsey, Donovan, and you can basically say, all right, Dempsey had his time at Fulham. He had a great career at Fulham. The only time that Landon Donovan ever went overseas, where I believe I'm right in this one, where I loaned to Everton 2 years and a loan to Bayern Leverkusen. Didn't pan out.
Right.
So a very, very, very big domestic push by Landon Donovan here in the States. While Clint went overseas, obviously succeeded. He was very good over there. Came back home to Seattle. Michael Bradley came back home. It's these guys that come back home, and you're like, well, like
home's kind of like
it's
Canada.
It's a home league. It's domestic league.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I know what you mean though, but that's what I meant. You come back. It's this giant conversation of that might be good for the MLS, but is what's good for the MLS good for the U.S. national team?
That was the big issue that Jurgen always had with that too. Yep. It was the balance of what's good for MLS, but what's good for his players, because he always wanted his players to play in the best competition whatsoever.
Yeah. So, okay, let's break off of that. Talk about Ronaldo. I actually want to get into, so if you are a friend of mine on Facebook, which obviously if you're seeing this, you are, we started posting daily sports questions, just fun stuff. I posted one just because I was bored at work one day, and don't tell my boss I said that. Take that back. I was very busy.
I hope your boss doesn't watch this.
Break. She does not. I don't think anybody works in this, but so we started asking questions. So I gave Gregg the same exact questions. We're going to go down the line.
Yeah.
So we have probably like 12 here. We're just going to go quickly down the line here. And if you did, so I know Ben, you did some. Thank you, Chipper. Colorado, you did some as well. Paying attention here. If you could pick a fictional quarterback, it is the 2-minute drill. You're down by 5, no timeouts, Super Bowl. Fictional quarterback, who you taking?
Shane Falco. Easily.
Is it weird that I know I've seen it, but is it weird that I don't really remember the replacements and I need to watch it again? You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while.
It has been, but I feel like I don't know, like when you watch the replacements, it's a comedy, so you're not really taking it as seriously as some of the other football movies that because there's actually that drama that goes along with it. But no, like the replacements is just an underrated movie. And it's unappreciated when you think about it, because it's like the entire premise of it is them essentially talking about the lockout with the NFL.
I am moving the camera closer because I can't read comments. I don't know what's with me today.
Dude, your eyes are just like out of whack probably.
Say hi, Greg.
What up? So, okay. If you actually legit had to pick, if you're thinking of...
Oh, it's easy.
Who are you going?
Beeman, Willie, Steeman, Beeman, Steeman, Willie, Steeman, Beeman, Beeman, Stilly, Willie, Beeman, Steeman. No other quarterback I'd want.
Well, I mean, there's the rap for him too. My name is Willie. Willie Beeman.
Bro, he's a god.
Yeah.
He's a god. Thank you, Colorado, for saying that today's was your favorite. We'll get to that at the end, which I have a great answer, which I know you'll enjoy. The next one, the greatest fictional hockey player of all time. Greg actually took a decent amount thinking about this one, and then your reasoning was what for picking this person?
Okay, the biggest argument that I know from a lot of my hockey friends is that the best athlete on a hockey team is always the goalie.
Shout out to Austin Naylor and Christian Ricketts because they shout out to Austin Naylor.
Yeah, because Austin Naylor is a good athlete too.
Weird, flexible guy.
Weird boy, but he knows what he's doing. The best athlete on a hockey team is the goaltender. The best fictional...
Not on the soccer team.
Yes. Okay. The best fictional hockey player is easily, when she is not on the sweets, Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Julie the Cat.
Julie the Cat.
I took the guy that, if you would remember, was in the original copy of the question, Xavier Laflamme. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love Good. And when he starts actually skating around and doing phlegm thing, I'm like, man, what a god.
Yep. So much talent, but yet he just had to get hit. Oof.
One time.
Got clocked.
So next question. If you could, okay, let me set this up a little bit better. I'm not going to say if you could.
Go ahead.
NFL draft, animals. You have the first overall pick. You can pick any animal and put him at any position. Who you take? Has to be real, no dragons. Who you taking?
Easy.
No jackalopes.
The reason is because of the speed and because I know his hands or her hands are probably not that good. A jaguar as the running back. Or no, sorry, cheetah as the running back.
Jaguar.
No, cheetah's running back.
That's an interesting.
Cheetah is running back.
Let's do jaguar.
Oh my god.
That's a gorilla defensive end. I don't see anything. Yep. Gorilla defensive end. Thank you, Ben.
Oh my god.
What do you say? Your house went kaput? Your focus went kaput. On the camera?
Whatever.
Sorry, Dad.
I
think it looks okay.
Listen to the audio tip.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just Gregg's face you're worried about. It's not a big deal.
That's why I have the mic hidden.
If you could see one current player, one current athlete in the WWE, who would it be?
I said OBJ just because of the fact
one.
that he'd be a natural heel.
I had not picked one, so I do see it. Look at my face. Whoops. Sorry. Can't see the video over. It's just bad now.
Nope.
Move it back a little bit.
Nope.
I picked Cam Newton as the heel.
Now, Cam is like a weird pick for me just because of the fact that, yeah, I understand he's like big, tall, intimidating and stuff, but he's not like, I wouldn't say he's a heel.
Really?
He could dress like a heel,
So
probably.
him dancing in the end zone after every single touchdown for an entire season wasn't heel worthy.
Yeah, but he gives the football to kids, though.
Every heel's not a douche.
That's a babyface move, though.
No, it's not. Dancing in the end
it
zone
is.
after you score and having people run at you and physically try to harm. Like so many times you got in fights in the end zone because Cam would drive to the end zone, do his flip, do his thing.
Yeah. And then he gives the football to a child.
Just cut the football part out, and it's a heel move.
No.
How?
If Mars is still in here, I need him to know if Cam Newton is a babyface or a heel right now. It just has to be it.
Has to be heel. I don't
No,
understand.
he's babyface. He's got to be.
He's dancing in front of people after he scores on you. He is the most like troll guy in the NFL, aside from no one. No, I'll say he's number one.
All right, fair enough. Let it go off that.
Yeah, because I won. If you could make a team, you never picked an answer for this, to be fair.
Okay.
You have to make a team. Heel. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
What?
Someone here has a brain.
Come on.
If you could, Fitzpatrick is a hero for sure. All right, bye.
We'll get to Fitzmagic later.
If you could make one NFL team's name or mascot into their entire 53-man roster, which team would win in the NFL?
See, this was tough because
one of the ones I remember, Colorado, is the Chargers, and that was a good pick because you can't touch lightning.
That's true. Yours was actually a good pick too. You went with
Taking the Jets.
Yeah, you went with the Jets.
I mean, maybe lightning brings down a jet, but if you put the football in a cockpit, boom. The only other thing that might bring down a jet, and I don't want to take picks away from you, but
no, it's okay.
A giant, if he's high enough, but it's a jet still, and giants are kind of like lumpy, and anybody want a peanut? Shout out to the best DJ I know, Pete Butta. Thank you for joining, sir. So anyways, what's your pick on that one?
My decision is essentially coming down between two NFC North teams, and I'm probably going to lean more towards the Lions. Just because of the fact that the Kings of the
You think the Lions could beat a jet?
It's a tough call.
No, it's not. How's it a tough call? You're on the ground. I shoot you down.
Depends on who's piloting the jet.
How are you going to play defense?
Well, I'm sprint and move, man. Sprint and move. Lines are fast.
Wait, no. On defense?
Defense?
Okay, I'll give it to you that I have to load the cockpit before the line.
Yeah, exactly.
All I need is one cockpit loaded with a football in it, bud.
And it depends on who's controlling the jet, obviously.
Obviously, it's a pilot.
How's the pilot going to know what he's doing?
What do you mean?
Well, you're basing the jet on the actual mechanical idea of it, but you still have to have someone controlling the jet. The line is the
Why do you get to decide who the pilot is?
Well, you're the one who said jets beat lions, but at the same time, though, jet is the machine. You need someone to actually control the jet.
That's a terrible argument.
It's a simple argument, man.
Terrible.
Simple.
You're telling me, okay, here's the bet I'll make.
All right.
Are you telling me that jets do not fly themselves? Ben will fly. Ben actually is in the Air Force, so there he goes. Pilot, boom, done. Yeah, well, the real life's Jet D would beat the Lions up. Thank you. Yeah, Greg, you're dumb.
Fine.
Olympic sport that is not in the Olympics, but you think it should be in the Olympics. So any sport that is not in the Olympics. Before we get into this, I need y'all to trust me. I have a trademark in place, so I'm gonna tell you guys a name.
Wait. Have you actually filed the trademark?
I'm saying trademark after I say the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually going to write it down on a piece of paper because it was my idea first.
Mm-hmm. Well, you better make sure you follow it before anyone else on here. Actually,
no, here's what I'm saying. It was my original idea. I just wrote it down. I can show it to the camera. I'll save this and give it to a lawyer.
All right.
Actually, maybe I won't say it.
Oh, that's fair. I'll say my
Sucks to
I'll
suck.
say my idea. You just keep it to yourself.
Cornhole. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, cornhole
We
was a good
agreed
idea.
on that one. That was my pick.
Mm-hmm. Cornhole was a good idea. Mine was. It's a bit general, but I'm gonna
Don't
say
use my turn.
it's gonna be e-gaming.
E-gaming,
Mhm.
which obviously is going to be very, very sooner rather than later.
It will.
All right, speed round. What's a team that was taken away from their city or just completely destroyed that you would bring back instantly?
Hartford Whalers.
Seattle Supersonics.
Mm.
Good pick. A star, a celebrity that would win a 1v1 basketball tournament that has never played in the NBA.
Oh shit! Who did I say? Yeah, I said Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
my bad.
I took Quavo.
Mhm.
The other one that I was thinking of was The Game, and I left that for Greg, but he took Kevin Hart.
Yeah. 4-time MVP, man.
Biggest underdog story of all time has to be real.
Oh, the 86 New York Mets just because of Bill Buckner.
And I am taking Leicester City.
Mm.
Biggest bust of all time. I took Greg Oden. I get the Ryan Leaf story. I understand that. Greg Oden, due to what was after him.
I understand the Greg Oden story too, but this is just because of the fact that he was a pick higher and because of the natural God-given talent of him being able to throw 75 yards from his knees, Jamarcus Russell.
And the one that we have all, well, actually, that's not the one we've all been waiting for because today's is still, actually, no, this is today's. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So today we did one, guys, and if you haven't seen it, please head over to my Jamarcus Russell Ben. Yep, there you go. Please head over to my Facebook page and write yours down. We're doing these every day just on my Facebook. Eventually, I'll correlate over to Thoughts on the Bench, but I don't like to populate that too much with my own friends' comments because you guys are degenerates and I love you. The greatest nickname in sports outside of the WWE, because they all get a nickname. I mean, they don't all get a nickname, but you know what I mean. Like, those are branded, and even the NFL stuff is branded, but a lot of the times it's like you grew up with it.
Yep.
There were some really good picks. Actually, Mike says Brooklyn Dodgers back to. Yeah, that was actually
that's actually good,
yeah. Because there's no Dodgers. Actually, before we get to this nickname one, do you know what's super funny? The whole argument of like, so there's no lakes in LA. There's no Jazz in Utah.
Nope.
There's no, there was another one. Like all these like teams going somewhere. And I mean, it was the Baltimore Colts, right?
Yeah.
Because of Chesapeake Bay.
Right.
And they're in Indianapolis with
no
horses.
I mean, there's no Kings in Sacramento.
No, I'm talking about teams that move with the organic name.
They did move.
From where?
I believe they were Cincinnati Royals originally.
Okay, they were the Royals.
You're missing the point. I was trying to make it funny. That's just went like completely over your head, man.
No, it's just a terrible funny, Greg.
It just went completely over your head.
It was a terrible funny.
No, it was not.
If you
a
have to say
funny.
you were making a funny.
Yeah.
The Lakers did start in Minnesota where there were lakes.
Right.
The funny thing is when teams pick up and move and don't change their name, and it's just like a smack in the face.
Yep.
Which I find very funny.
It was like the Oakland Athletics. They were originally Kansas City, and before that, they were Philadelphia.
Yes. Actually, Hoop, thank you for bringing that up. I am absolutely stealing this argument from the movie Basketball by the creators of South Park. The entire opening thing is about how sports have gone too crazy and all this stuff. And like it says, I don't think it's wrong at all. It says the Minneapolis Lakers went to LA where there's no lakes. The New Orleans Jazz went to Utah where they're not allowed to play jazz. The Colts one I take credit for because I don't think that was on there, but I could be wrong. Chesapeake Bay, all those horses. I read a book about that in high school. Anyway, so let's get to today's question. Today's question was, what is the greatest nickname in sports outside of the WWE? Because they have great nicknames.
Yep.
Go into a little bit of backstory on yours, Greg, because yours is actually arguably the greatest of all time.
Mine is simply just because of the fact that it was related to a championship moment. It clinched a world championship, and it was literally one of the greatest performances that probably ever happened at the time. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson.
It's a great one.
Yep, hit 3 home runs in Game 6 to beat the LA Dodgers and clinch a World Series.
Another basketball reference, Adam. Just throwing that out there.
That is true. Reggie Jackson did make a cameo.
My nickname comes from a special place in my heart of love. Black Mamba. Black Mamba. He's the most venomous snake on the planet. He attacks at all time. these, I just absolutely love that nickname and the correlation between Kobe's venomous strike of a fadeaway jumper and the venomous strike of Black Mamba.
My only issue with the Black Mamba thing is that I feel like he got that kind of later in his career.
Why is that an issue?
I don't know. I just kind of feel like if a good nickname.
When did he get Mr. October?
All right, that's fair.
Thank you.
Fine.
You don't think before you talk, do you?
No, it was just like, but that was his first World Series though. Like Kobe didn't get that until like later in his career after he won like 4 championships.
I would actually be interested to look up when he got
the Black Mamba
good
nickname.
morning, Kaylee. Hi. Good morning. Yay.
Yeah, took long enough. Yeah.
So let's get into a little bit of. We got 10 minutes. Let's get into NFL talk and then the game tonight. What was your biggest storyline from the weekend, or aside from Vontae Davis, obviously? What was the game you watched, or something you remember? We didn't talk too much about other games. We'll get in. We'll do the last 7 minutes talking about tonight's game. But
I need to apologize to you right now.
Honey Badger. Oh, that's a great one, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a good one. That was good. All right.
Dang.
But I need to apologize to you right now. I was wrong about Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
I was dead wrong about Patrick
Gregg
Mahomes.
admitted he was wrong.
I was dead
If you
wrong.
are unaware, during that every NFL year, or every NFL draft, Greg and I get together. We watch the entire draft. We guess the picks, all those things. We put our phones aside, which I messed up last year in the Mason Rudolph one.
You messed up both times by the way.
It was, I think I'm getting a text. When Mahomes got picked, I said, Greg, he is going to have, and this is one of those things where, if it didn't turn out, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And because it's actually looking good, I see him. I get that. It's not actually, anybody could have made this call.
Yeah.
But I said flat out, he is easily going to be the best quarterback at the end of all of their career when it comes down to it. Now, Deshaun had a great opening year, and Mr. Trubisky looks very good. But what I'm saying is that Mahomes, the fact that they took him in an Andy Reid offense.
And they sat him behind Alex Smith, too.
At that point, you didn't even know. But
that's true.
He got Tyreek Hill, and he, at the time, he took Kareem Hunt, who we both, as you can tell, do draft analysis. We both we're very high on Kareem Hunt out of Toledo, but not to be, I'll admit this flat out. I did not think he was going to be a 3-down workhorse back.
That's fair.
I thought he was going to be more of a scat back good guy. But when it comes down to the fact that weekly, hate you, Greg, love you, Derek, thank you, Marty, love you, buddy.
Love you, Marty.
Good to see you I think it was last Friday or 2 Fridays ago at the Hounds game. But anyway, so I told him, I said, Patrick Mahomes will have the best career out of all of these quarterbacks. Now, hindsight 2020, not a terrible take. It's a pretty easy take.
No, it was
a fairly easy take. But I stuck with it even after Deshaun Watson's great time and Mitchell winning the job. I was like, Mahomes is the guy. He's the guy.
Right.
And I don't blame people for not liking that because of the air raid offense at Texas Tech. But no, he reminds me a lot of Brett Favre-esque.
It was kind of like the same thing that happened when Jared Goff got drafted, and we kind of bashed him for being in the offense that he was in.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I think it's one of those things where you look at it and you say, Mahomes, and I equate him to a couple different guys. I like his style, I like his long ball, like this and that. What it comes down to is he's put in the perfect situation with the perfect weapons. Tyreek Hill is the perfect wide receiver for him.
Right.
Speed. Dude can throw 70 yards just chilling. It's
Sammy Watkins is also an underratedly perfect weapon for him. Yeah.
So is Conley, so is Hunt, so is Ware, so is Kelsey. So is the offensive line. But anyways, okay, so that was your biggest storyline, was Mahomes roasting the Steelers team?
Mahomes I thought the first week was literally an outlier just because of the fact that, Los Angeles was playing without Joey Bosa. I mean,
and who's never mind, go, sorry.
No, without Joey Bosa, so they had no pass rush to help him. And then I thought, home opener against the Steelers, he's going to get just slaughtered with all the blitzes they're going to pick up. Nope. Yeah. Just picked them apart completely. And part of it was also just for the fact that they actually had Kelsey in the passing game to help him out with this, unlike the previous week. But wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I was blown away.
Agreed, man. My storyline of the week is the fact that, oh God, Mike,
why do you have to?
Is Bell worth trading?
Can we bring this up at the end? Because this is way too long.
We can, but I got to read it to understand it. Anyways,
fair enough. Yeah.
No, I'll get it.
All right.
We'll touch it after this point here. Actually, my storyline of the week was Ryan Fitzpatrick. The fact that we are no, I get it. He's Fitzmagic. He looks
not even that. I love the outfit from his post-game conference, and that's what I think of.
Deshaun Jackson's outfit.
Yes.
Hear me out. Chipper, if you're still with us, my dad drafted Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall as his top 2 wide receivers that year, and he won the league.
Mhm.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, as you all know, is from Harvard, a genius man, a great beard, grower of hair, father of children.
Yep.
He is this year as good, and I know it's 2 games in.
Master of the sport lick, by the way.
He's amazing. Yep. Basically, what I'm saying is, though, Fitzpatrick looks as good as that year.
By the way, Wonderlick. I said sport lick for some reason.
Okay. I was
Wonderlick.
I don't know what sport lick.
Wonderlick.
Okay.
My bad.
No, he crushed the sport lick. He is the highest of all time.
Absolutely.
So Mike writes in one more fantasy question before transition. Bell worth trading for? I'm not sure he's coming back, but if he's back in playoffs, I'll be willing to give up Mixon, Bernard for him. Current running backs: Saquon Barkley, Kareem Hunt, Mixon, Bernard, and Powell. Honestly, and hear me out, I gave people credit for drafting Bell. I like it. If I'm you and I'm sitting there with Saquon Barkley, Kareem Hunt, I'm keeping Mixon, even with his microscopic knee injuries.
Right, because you have Bernard as a good backup.
And
right?
honestly, what I would do is I would wait till after tonight. I could be wrong with this. I have a feeling Bilal Powell's going to be the guy. There's some weird reason the New York Jets don't want Bilal Powell to be the guy. And if you think I'm wrong, please look at the fact that they paid Crowell and Thomas Rawls to be there, who Thomas Rawls, we can all agree, was a very serviceable back that one year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the same Thomas Rawls he was that year. But what it comes down to is I think Bilal Powell has a good enough night. And I think Giovanni Bernard has a good enough weekend that I think you can package Bernard and Bilal and be like, hey, Le'Veon Bell owner, look, you have running back issues right now, dude. You took him first overall, obviously, or second overall. Obviously, if you're in a 10-man league, you're coming back near pick 20. None of those guys have the value of what that guy does. So what you do is you pitch Bernard and Bilal Powell, and you say, look, I'll give you these 2 running backs. They're both serviceable. Look, Mixon's hurt. I'm keeping them just for next year to make up something. Trade them both for Bell. Try that. And obviously you're going to get something else in return, some BS player on the end of his bench you don't care about. What I'm saying is, though, you're giving up arguably an RB3 flex call with the Jets, and arguably an RB2 if Joe Mixon is hurt and Bernard, to potentially pick up for 4 or 5 weeks an RB1. I would 100% do that, and if it doesn't work out, no skin off your teeth. I mean, you got Barkley and Hunt, and I guarantee your wide receiver core is enough to cover your flex. Now time for Stickball with Gregg.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I wasn't forgetting about it.
Thank you. I love you for that. All right. So we are coming up on the last week of the regular season, folks. The playoff race is slowly starting to turn down. So far, the American League is the only league that actually has playoff spots clinched. The Red Sox have clinched a playoff spot. They haven't clinched the division yet, which is weird for a team that's only have 103 wins. Go figure. The Indians have clinched the West. Indians have clinched the Central. So far, the West is still coming down to the Astros and the Athletics, so we'll see how that works out. The National League is the big place to actually look forward to. The Dodgers have come back and have now regained their lead in the West, so we'll see how that goes. The Rockies are definitely behind them. The NL Central, it looks like it's going to come down to the Cubs and the Brewers. I don't like either pitching staff, so I'm not sure how far either of them are going to go, to be fair. The race I'm watching, though, is going to be the Braves and the Phillies. Right now, the Phillies are 5.5 back behind the Braves, but they have a big weekend series coming up. I love the Atlanta Braves. They have one of the best young rosters on the team. Ronald Acuna is killing it, is probably going to be Rookie of the Year this year, so we shall see what happens. Freddie Freeman could also make a big difference going into the playoffs this year, and look out for the Braves when it comes to playoff time. And Derek is slowly trying to make his way back as stickball. So happy that until you put your headset on, this is kind of tough for me to do. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I went to a Pirates game and Starling Marte sucks.
Yeah, he's terrible at base running.
Okay, guys, hear me out. I don't know baseball. We had a guy on second and third.
Yep.
With
Marte was on third, by the way.
One out.
Yes, one out.
And another guy who was on second. Do you remember?
Josh Bell.
He was on first.
No one was on first. What's the guy's name on first? Love that skip, by the way.
No, it's just who's on first.
Yeah, and then they keep going. What's the guy's name?
You can just say who's on first. So who was up to bat? Who's the guy with the red beard?
Oh, Colin Moran.
He hit a home run.
Yes, he did.
Good for you, guy.
Captain Redbeard.
No, you pay attention to this show.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so dude at home. Did he bunt? Or he mishit?
No, he hit a grounder, but it went right back to the pitcher.
He bunted. He didn't bunt, but he was terrible.
Yeah.
He hit it, and Marte was like, here we go to home, and just took off. And the pitcher was like, oh, look, this guy's running down. Here you go, catcher, tag out.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I don't like baseball, and I know that was dumb.
Yeah, Marte's an idiot when it comes to base running.
All right, tonight's game. Browns, Jets. Who you got, Greg, and why?
See, this is tough for me because I so badly really want Cleveland to celebrate because I
don't want them to win tonight.
I want them to go wild on a Thursday.
I want them to win against the Ravens.
I want Browns fans to just go ham on a Thursday night and just go crazy with the free Bud Lights out of nowhere. But sadly, I think Sam Darnold's just going to roast them, and I'm going to say the Jets.
So the Browns' defense have actually been very good this year. They have, and they have good names and good talent. And I think Denzel Ward, we both kind of were shocked when Denzel went ahead of Fitzpatrick.
We were.
And it was just one of the things. Or because they could have got him. They could have got Bradley Chubb. Obviously, it was the fourth pick. They could have got anyone they wanted. But Denzel, he's been a good cover corner, and he didn't. My buddy, shout out to Squid, tried to tell me that he shut down AB. I'm like, that's not the definition of shutdown.
That didn't happen.
So, anyways, no, I like the defense enough that I think Darnold's going to have a tough time, and I think that the Jets' defense is very, very underappreciated.
Yes, absolutely.
Jamal Adams is one of my favorite players out of his draft, and Marcus May, I believe he's another safety.
Yeah, Marcus May.
I like him a lot.
Mm.
I don't know. I think it's going to be actually like a slugfest game, and I'm kind of excited for it.
Mm.
I do want to say good luck to the Browns kicker. Gregg Joseph, he battled with the Dolphins kicker through preseason, lost the battle. The Browns signed him because Dan Bailey went to the Vikings because he wants a lot of money, which is fair.
Absolutely fair. Because Zane Gonzalez essentially ruined the possibility of them winning last week.
I remember talking and I said you gotta get rid of him, and a friend of mine was like do you? I'm like, I don't care if Zane Gonzalez turns out to be the greatest kicker of all time and beats Gostkowski and Vinatieri and all these guys, yards and everything. He could be the greatest point leader in the history of the Bengals or wherever he goes after this.
He'll be the next Robbie Gold, probably.
You have to cut him.
Yep.
You have to. That's just it. So good luck for this next guy. Here's what I'm going to say, dude. Do what you're paid to do, and you'll be just fine.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens. But
yeah.
No, I agree. I got Jets tonight. I think it's going to be a very slugfest game. I don't love either side of this. I'm not taking part in any kind of betting in any of that sense. Thank God.
Good for you.
What I will say, though, is that Sam Darnold looks actually kind of good. So
yes, he does. Big thing will be figuring out if the Cleveland Browns can actually get a running game going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a good core, so we'll see what happens.
They do.
Well, guys, this has been Super Deep. We pretty much did all the promos at the beginning, so nothing really much left to say. Greg, do you have anything to say while I go shut off the camera? I love all you. Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye. Here's Greg.
No, this is just what happens when we have long production meetings. And also, yeah, I got nothing. Shout out and see y'all next week. Bye.